And I'm moving to Costa Rica in like 3 weeks. So it's a little cray-cray over here. Hello, writers and crafters. I'm Valerie Isan, and this is episode 205 of the podcast, and it is December 10th, 2025, as I record this. Today, we're just doing a couple of announcements in this episode. But first, I want to thank all of my existing patrons for believing in my work here on the podcast and also offline in the real world. You can become a patron of the arts at patreon.com/Valerie Isan. And on that Patreon page, there's lots of tiers. You can do ones for books. There's writing instruction, coaching, planning. There's planner plays, monthly reflections. Um, right now, like this coming year, one of my plans is to make my Patreon page a little more simple because right now there are like 7 different tiers, and I think going forward, I want to limit the number of tiers. So go in there now, see if there's any tiers that resonate with you and your needs right now, and get in on it. And then when I do change, if that tier that you're in ends up going away, you'll still be grandfathered in, and you'll be able to capture that tier for yourself, even if it goes away for everyone else. And you can go to patreon.com/strange air stories for Erick's short stories in the paranormal mystery genre. Okay, well, our biggest main announcement is that Erick needs to step away from the podcast for some time. His mom just got diagnosed with cancer, so he wants to spend more time with her, and the bandwidth he has just doesn't include the podcast right now. So, and I'm moving to Costa Rica in like 3 weeks. So it's a little cray-cray over here. And so I am going to just pause the podcast for just a couple more weeks. And we're going to pick up in February. Fresh new episodes with a little bit of a revamp and a special series on getting back to your writing or creative practice after grief, loss, addiction, big life stress, whatever. If it's something big and you've stopped writing, this series is going to kick off the new season and will be really excellent to follow. But do look for some bonus episodes from the road from me because we are driving to Costa Rica. Hashtag Pura Vida Bound. You can find all of that on Instagram as well. I'll be posting stories there daily once we start driving. Since I talked with you last, I've gone to Breitenbush Hot Springs for a personal retreat with my husband. That was really important for me and him. We cleared some stuff, released some stuff, became empowered, soaked in the hot springs. It was really lovely. We celebrated a friend's birthday. We went to Portland, Oregon, and went to the Powell's bookstore, which if you don't know, like if you go to Portland, that's the one thing that you need to at least do when you're in Portland is go to Powell's. It's a ginormous bookstore that takes up like a whole block. And I think they even have a couple of annexes too, like different whole buildings, but the main building is really large. I spoke at the Write in the Harbor Writing Conference in Gig Harbor, Washington, which is a lovely little conference. You should check it out, Write in the Harbor. We have just been gangbusters trying to get out of this place. We sold a car, we rented our house. The tenants are moving in on the 27th of this month. We've been canceling services, buying foreign auto insurance, washing 10 years of dirt off of things that we've stored in the backyard that we need to ship. You can't ship things with dirt all over them. And we're also, because we're driving we have a Toyota FJ Cruiser. And so we've been tricking it out and we've got the dogs. So we've bought special like dog hammock, dog beds, that fit in there. We bought a safe for the car for, money and passports and jewelry and stuff like that. We did an inspection on the car today, had some minor repairs done. The movers come Monday, so we're frantically trying to go through our stuff. And my husband collects glass art sculptures, glass sculptures. So he's doing all of the packing for that. So he's packing up all the glass sculptures, and we've slowly, the last few months been getting rid of things, but now, like I pulled open the the drawer that has all of the bits and bobs next to the silverware drawer, like where the extra like wine corks go and the wine bottle openers and the can openers, like that drawer. So I went through that and like pulled out half the stuff that I'm not taking with me, and so I'm still pulling things out, and I have to kind of do that clean sweep, through the house and just make sure we're not like taking a bunch of things that we don't actually want, and have to pay for that shipping. However, since the movers are coming on Monday, I have a strong feeling that we will be last ditch. We've run out of time. There's nothing else we can do about it. Shipping stuff that we just didn't have time to go through. So, but that's okay. I have compassion for myself in this busy time, so I'm not too worried about it. But um, and we're still doing things for the tenants too. We have to do some touch-up painting, the walk-on bark. We don't have grass in the backyard anymore because it gets way too muddy with dogs. So we have this, it's called hog fuel. I don't know. It's like what they put down in barns so that animals can walk on it and not be so muddy, soupy. So we have that in the backyard, and we are having another load brought in next week. We're installing blinds upstairs next week. We're continuing to say our goodbyes. November was like this huge month of travel and just seeing people after people and party and, Thanksgiving with my dad and stepmom. And this month at the very end, of course, is the holidays too. So we'll be, there's a party on the 20th and one on the 21st and one on Christmas Eve and then Christmas Day. So there's 4 right there. And I think there's another one somewhere that I have forgotten. It's in my planner. So lots of goodbyes. And then, yeah, a couple days, probably after Christmas, we'll probably move into, or not move, but like we'll just stay with a friend for maybe the weekend before we actually start driving. And we'll be driving through the United States, and then crossing the border at Tijuana and then driving through Baja, California and taking the ferry to Mazatlan. And then once we're firmly into Mexico, we'll head over to Oaxaca, where a friend of ours lives, and we'll spend, 4 or 5 days with him. He just moved there a year ago, so it'll be really cool to catch up with him. And then we will bust a move down to Costa Rica from there. So we've slated like 3 weeks to get down there to our new home in Costa Rica. We'll be renting a house across the street from our lot that we'll be building on. And I think once I get there, I'm going to need I don't know if I can do a whole month, but I kind of feel like I need a month just to decompress before I really start working on, finding an architect and, getting the house build started. But I'm super excited about the drive and about the move. So follow me on Instagram for all of the updates on that crazy epic road trip. Hashtag Pura Vida Bound. It's Puravida. And Pura Vida is like this saying, this phrase that the Costa Rican people say. It's kind of like aloha in Hawaii. It kind of means everything. It means hello, goodbye. Like pura vida is it translates to pure life, so it just means like it means a lot of things. But it means stay cool, it means whatever. It means goodbye. It means hello. It means have a nice day, whatever. So, but it does mean pure life. It just means living the simple life. And we're kind of taking that as sort of a simplicity motto for our family as well. And I think that's about it. I do want to tell you I'm reading a book right now called We Need Your Art. Stop Messing Around and Make Something by Amy McNee. And I'm going to make that be the resource tip for today, too. It's a fabulous book. I'm not done reading it. I'm about three-quarters of the way through. Um, if you follow Amy McNee on Instagram, I think her handle is Writing Inspiration. I think is the name of her Instagram handle. But Amy is AMIE, McNee, MCNEE. And it's a really great book. It's just what I need to read right now. Yeah, there's so much more I could say about that, but I just wanted to keep this episode short and just make that main announcement that, the podcast is not going anywhere. I love podcasting. We will definitely be back. Eric just needs to like have some space for a little bit, and I need to like drive to Costa Rica. And then I'll be right back in the saddle. So that's it for now. Hashtag Pura Vida Bound, or you can go to valerieison.com and schedule a free consultation to see if aligned author book coaching is right for you. And I will see you on the interwebs. Bye for now.
You've said, I'll write it when things slow down. But you don't, because the real block isn't time, it's alignment. I'm Valerie Isan, book coach, story analyst, and your witchy book doula. I created Aligned Author for soul-led experts who feel the call to put their life's work into a book that outlives the algorithm and finally say what they came here to say. In Aligned Author, we do two things at once. We build the book and we build the you who can write it. First, we get crystal clear. We start with a 60 to 90-minute strategy session to surface your book's core message, the heartbeat that ties every chapter together, and define your story hypothesis so the whole manuscript knows where it's going. You'll leave with a customized action plan that respects your creative rhythm and your life. Then we meet weekly, one-on-one. These sessions combine story coaching, business strategy, intuitive insight, and creative ritual. We use manuscript diagnostics and proven story elements to shape your structure, and we fold in writing exercises, meditations, and oracle readings to keep you connected to your deepest voice. All calls are recorded for reflection. Between sessions, you're not alone. You get ongoing accountability, weekly, monthly, and direct messaging, so momentum becomes normal. You'll also have access to group reflection and celebration circles because your book may be solitary, but your becoming doesn't have to be. Here's what shifts. You stop trying to write every day out of guilt and start writing on a sustainable rhythm with boundaries that protect your focus and your family time. You stop wondering if your story is redundant. Spoiler, your lived experience in your language is exactly what your reader craves. You stop chasing agents and trends before you even have a book and start building a manuscript that moves readers to action and grows your visibility. Your book becomes a true business card, one with a pulse. What you actually master: story structure, the elements that make a narrative breathe, self-editing with discernment, and the art of moving readers so your message lands and lasts. What you receive: less overwhelm and more inner spaciousness, practical tools for sustainable creativity, and the quiet, profound peace of honoring a soul-level promise to yourself. What you won't have to do: upend your life, sacrifice your relationships, or take 8 years to write a first draft. We clear fear, self-doubt, and burnout by aligning action with your mission. Aligned Author isn't a template or a timeline someone hands you. It's a sacred, strategic container where your book and your next self are midwifed into being with integrity and intuition. If you're standing at the threshold and you can feel that book alive inside you, let's walk the bridge together. Apply for Aligned Author at valerieison.com/aligned author or book a free consult to feel into the fit. Because this isn't about writing any book. It's about writing the book only you can write, the one that turns mastery into legacy. I'm Valerie Son. Let's bring your book to life.